Facebook's IPO may be just around the corner. Bloomberg learned the company may be filing to go public before the end of the year. So a $10 billion IPO would give Facebook a market value of $100 billion. Senior West Coast correspondent Jon Erlichman is in San Francisco. And Jon, you have more on these very big numbers.
They really are big, and that's the whole reason that we're on this road to an IPO for Facebook, Deirdre. Look, the size of this company, the valuation is just an incredible story to look back at. I mean, think 2 years ago, this was a company that was valued at the time at $9.5 billion, and at that time, everyone was saying, wow. Then at the beginning of this year, thanks to an investment by Goldman Sachs and others, we started talking about a $50 billion valuation, and here we are now talking about a $100 billion valuation. And it is the fact that Facebook has become such a huge private company that there has been pressure on the company to now go public. Don't forget, they already have an awful lot of investors, people who've been able to invest even with it not being a public company. That's put pressure on them from regulators to make their books open to the public, which was expected in more detail next year. And that really has paved the way for this IPO.
And Jon, I mean, just remind us, who are the big venture capital funds that back Facebook?
You know, there are so many, but a couple just to highlight would include Peter Thiel, who got a nice shout out in the Social Network movie. Greylock Partners, a name that you might not know that well, but you might know one of its partners, Reid Hoffman, who's the founder of LinkedIn. And there you go, Bono, one of the partners of Elevation Partners. That is a firm that has really benefited. And being an earlier investor in Facebook has opened the doors for so many Silicon Valley's companies on two fronts, whether it's to go out and raise more money or to be the go-to VC when it comes to new companies that are being built around Facebook, etc. It really has helped a lot of companies make a name for themselves.
Jon, another story that Bloomberg broke just about an hour ago is that Facebook is going to settle privacy complaints with the federal government. What are the details there?
Well, and in a lot of ways, this is not separate from the IPO story. Think about it. The FTC has been cracking down on privacy issues. A couple of years ago, Facebook changed its privacy settings, and that worried some of its users. The FTC had already cut deals with Google and Twitter, and as a result of Facebook doing this, it, to a certain extent, deals with an issue that it may have had to have dealt with in a more challenging way as a public company. Remember that right now, Facebook has more than 800 million users, and it is thinking all the time about how it can make more money through those users. But if there are concerns about the privacy issues, well, that creates all sorts of headaches for Facebook. So it's one of those issues that they want to get dealt with before they go public, Deirdre.
Jon, thanks as always. Jon Erlichman joining us there from San Francisco.